What's going on, everyone? This video we're gonna go over some basic throws I like doing with the stick, and you can do this stick against stick, but today I'm gonna demonstrate in more of a baton form and my opponent's gonna be empty-handed. So in this particular case, if we're talking a little bit more detaining, a little bit more law enforcement, the last thing that I want to do, I'll do it if I need to, but the last thing I want to do is just simply bash the opponent in their head and just kind of beat them down with the stick. It's a great way to open opportunities, but you can obviously get carried away with it. Also on the flip end, my primary and my go-to when things fail is to disengage and strike. So there's obviously a middle line depending on your laws and things like that. I'm not going to play Mr. Morality, so whether you guys do this stick against stick or you guys do this against the empty hand, here's a couple concepts for you guys to go over. So the first one is going to be off of a right hand cross, and there's a few ways we can get into this. Depending on my angle when that punch comes, I can also hit the hand, so I can actually do a strike, whether it's a slash or a snap, it doesn't really matter, and I can use that to flow here. I can also use the puño part. If my aim is precise, I can try to hit that and then grab. Sometimes I can use this, because it is more of a baton, I can use this as more of like a shield, so I can crash it down, and then I can start to insert my stick here, and look to flow from there. Okay, so whichever route you want to take, that's up to you. I'm going to use the third one. I'm going to crash it down. I'm going to shoot in, and I'm going to grab his wrist. What I want to do is I want to hit underneath, close to the rib cage, but I also want to raise it up as I kind of wedge it in. So what I'm doing is I'm drawing a half circle with my stick. I'm going from palm down to palm up, and you know you're going to wedge it in really well if you can start pushing inside the bicep and your partner starts to buckle. Okay, so we're going to move a little bit closer over here. And so the first technique, once I get into here, it's going to be a throw. Now, depending on the leverage you can get and depending on how much you can do a push-pull, some cases you are able to sweep from here and take them down. But a lot of the times what I like to do is I take a step in, put my right leg behind, and I'm going to roll him to the front here. And then I'm going to have him down here. Usually I can start detaining from there. Okay, we won't go too much into that. But again, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to crash in, insert here, set this up, and then start that throw. So you can see Reyden's really off balance right now. When you do this fast and you kind of rip at it, it causes this kind of rolling effect that lifts up their shoulder and whips them to the ground. So don't think that it's flat. Really try to pick your partner up. Try to scoop nice and deep into that armpit and really go more of a diagonal motion as opposed to a flat motion. Okay, so technique number 2 is going to be working off the backhand or the safety hand, in my opinion. It could be done from the same way, so if I get a cross, I can hit, and then I can clear and set that situation up. It could be if I came in here and decided to grab with this left hand by itself. There's plenty of different scenarios, okay? Well, once I do get this connection, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring it down. My left hand is going to go palm up on the inside of his hand. So this would be the outside angle, which is where I'm going to work, but my hand's going to be on the inside. And I'm going to pull his hand as I push my live hand towards his body. And as I do that, I'll close the distance and turn that into a strike. So I'm digging this right in as soon as possible. So I'm doing the same kind of roll, but this time I'm on the outside. So I'm going to turn my body here. And there's 2 ways you can do this. The first way would be to take your right leg, sweep his leg back, and then have him flatten out. The second way, and we're going to do this nice and slow, but you can follow that rolling momentum like I said for the first throw, and we're going to actually make him somersault over here. And now I end up on the left side. Okay, so when I'm on the left side, same thing. I start controlling, start detaining, but we'll cover that another time. Okay, so the first 2 we call those stick wraps because it's wrapping inside and then we're starting to scoop. One is to the right hand, one is to the left hand, but it's the same principle. So for our last one, we're going to go into something a little bit different. I'm going to treat this as a complete impact weapon where I fortify it by augmenting it and supporting it at the other end. So this can be off of a jab, across, it doesn't matter, but my job is to get to the outside. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to deflect, crash, and I'm going to hit him. So if I turn that around just so you guys can see, I'm deflecting, crashing down, hitting, preferably towards the body. I mean, you could hit up here, that's up to you. And once I get to the body, I'm going to twist, and where my right hand is, I'm going to twist into either a punch or a strike with the hooking section, the bottom part of my stick here. That part is optional, but I can work from that to get on top of the left shoulder. Okay? So once I get from the face strike to the left shoulder, I'm going to press down right on top of his trap. It's a very, very sensitive area, and I'm going to crank it down to lower him. Okay? You don't want to crank too far down, you just want to crank enough, almost like a shot to break his posture. Okay, once I get that, I'm going to twist, and I'm going to use the stick across REYDEN's neck, and I'm going to step behind his right leg. I'm going to twist and bring him down. Okay, so this particular technique, it's completely done by holding the stick at both ends. You never really have to release it. So again, I'm going to deflect, crash, hit, twist, twist on top, crank, insert, and sweep down. Okay, so again, you can do this with the stick, against the stick. Preferably, especially for the last one, I'd like to disarm the stick first before I go into these throws. The only thing you do have to be cautious of is if you are doing it stick against stick, you got to make sure you can control the wrist, control the movement of that stick, because a lot of people will start to twist and try to, do abanicos to you or try to hit you, and that's never fun. So incorporating a disarm to these would be beneficial, but in a specific case, if I can use my baton to fortify my defense, if I can use my baton to detain and not have to strike, these are a few ways that I can get into grappling positions and really utilize it to its advantage in more of a close quarter combat form. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know which one was your favorite. Let me know which other throws you guys might know as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you give this a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe to this channel. New videos are weekly. Check out FMA Concepts. Follow us on Instagram. It will be in the bottom description box. And until next time, catch you guys then.